Hello. So I have another haul for you. I have a few items in front of me and then I have a whole bunch behind me in a bag, but we're going to go over a few items I picked up recently and we'll talk about why, where, all that good stuff. So first thing on top is this Stay Wet palette. And I picked this one up because I had a very cheap Stay Wet palette that was essentially a plastic box. I do have to pause for a second. If you hear a whole bunch of noise in the background, that is my dog just going crazy with some toys in the backyard. That's my dog. She's playing with a broom. Okay, so broom aside, so we have this. It's called Nick Pro. That is the brand, but essentially it's just a cheap Stay Wet palette that you can find on Amazon. There's a lot of different types, a lot of different colors, but I'm going to open it up so I can show you. I can't do it with one hand, so just give me a second. There's Luna. Okay, so it has 3 parts to it. So there's the lid. There is a palette with like a brush holder. I don't know how often I'll use that particular piece because I didn't really get it for that, but it's nice. It's a nice to have. And then the bottom section is what I was really looking for. That is the Stay Wet portion. So this one came with, I think, 3 or 4 of these foam pieces, these like sponges. It came with 3 or 4 of these like little sponges and 100 of these palette papers. So if you're not familiar with the Stay Wet palette, you wet this sponge, kind of wring it out so it's like damp enough and not like soaking, and then you can lay this on top. You can either pre-wet it if you want, like spray it down with like a spray bottle, or you can just press it down onto the sponge and it will soak up some of the moisture, and that is where you can place your acrylic or your oil or your gouache or whatever you want to stay wet while you're working on it. It's really great for acrylic because it won't dry immediately, so you can work on layers of acrylic without worrying that you're wasting paint. So I like it for oils, and I really like it for acrylics because I have some really expensive acrylic paints and I hate letting them dry out on the palette. I've tried with plastic palettes and they just dry too quickly. So anyway, that's enough about that. That is my Stay Wet. It is small enough that I can carry it with me in a backpack. I do like how securely it seals. It's really nice. And the rubber band that kind of goes over it, this really wide rubber band. So this is probably around the same size of a sketchbook that I normally carry, maybe a little bit larger. So let me grab one for reference. So for reference, this is like the 5x8. And so it's a little bit thicker and a little bit larger, but it's still very portable. I can still put it in actually my purse if I really want to, or definitely a backpack, but it's helpful. Next up, I have Designer's Gouache by Shinhan. So I have set A and set B, and these are some really nice colors. I've heard a lot of good things about the Shinhan Designer's Gouache, and I've used some of the colors recently. I made a really small palette. I'll show you. So I designed these little pocket travel palettes. They're metal and they're also magnetic, and I filled this one with all Shinhan gouache. So no other brand, just Shinhan, or Shinhan, however you want to pronounce that. But I've been using it and the colors are so saturated. It's crazy, but it's been really fun to use because I put a lot of fun colors into this one. Yeah, it's been great. So we're gonna swatch these out in another video. I just wanted to show you that this is definitely part of the haul. I'll open up the box so I can show you the colors, but this will be a whole nother video on its own. So there are the colors. They have been mixed up. So Series A and Series B are definitely in different boxes. I tried to put them back into their boxes as best as I could, but I didn't do such a great job. Again, we'll go over this in another video that I'll dedicate just to this gouache so that we can kind of like swatch it and test it with the other gouache that I have. Next, I have these Twistable Bear crayons. They are water soluble. They're really cute. They're very similar to the Faber-Castell gelato sticks and also like tempera paint sticks. They come with a tiny little brush and they're really, really nice. My daughter has been the only one that's used them so far, but as far as I've seen, the colors are very nice and pigmented. She said that they feel like an oil pastel, so she wanted to spray them down with fixative because she was afraid that they would move, but these are really pretty, and we'll swatch them out in this video so I can show you how they feel, or how they look, and you can maybe assume how they feel. My dog is watching me. She's pretending she's not. Okay. Anyway, so really nice colors. I'll swatch one out right now since I have it open. Hi, Luna. She came right up to the window. I have a page that I've just been playing with. They're a lot softer than like a Neocolor 2, but they still leave like a mark there. If I had some water, I would show you how water soluble they are. Let me go grab some water. So they blend out really nicely. These are just a lot of fun. If you are looking for a fun art supply, hi Luna. If you're looking for a fun art supply, this is one that's really fun, and it's really cute with the little like bear container. It's got little ears and stuff. It's cute. I like it. So I'm going to just have a quick run through of the swatches, and these are all of the colors that came in the little bear. Alright, so next I have some more of the Mitance Velvet. I'm not sure how to say it, but we're going to go with that. I got it in the blue range, blue, gray, and like black, or almost black. It's like a really, really dark blue, I want to say. But I'm not going to really go over it much because I had picked up a pad that was just like this. I think in a recent haul video that maybe I posted, maybe I haven't posted, I'm not sure, but it had like tan tones, and it's been great. I love it for soft pastels. It locks in the soft pastels like they're not going anywhere without using fixative. So it's a really, really great paper. It is very pricey. I'm not sure what it'll be priced in your area, but in my area, it was like $34 for this pad, which is kind of expensive for 12 sheets of paper. But it's great if you have it in your budget and you like using soft pastels or oil pastels a lot. This paper locks it in place, and it makes a difference for me. So next we have some tracing paper, just regular tracing paper. I figure it would be useful for something in the future. I didn't have anything in particular that I wanted to trace. Oh, here's the old pad. There we go. Here's my brown tones, gray tones. And with this one, I've actually been giving people sheets of it. So like if anyone's been like in my in my area, I've been giving them like a sheet here and there, like if they're my friend or family member that's interested. So yeah. Anyway, all right, let's move on. Oh, here is the booklet that came with the designer's gouache. I guess I removed it. It has all the colors and the light fast stuff. We'll talk about that in that next video. Now these are just a bunch of varnish brushes that I picked up at Jerry's because I've been oil painting, and oil paints kind of require a varnish to finish up the painting. I don't know if it's absolutely required, but if you want your painting to last then and be protected from like other elements, it's nice to varnish it. So I got some brushes specifically for that. I did pick up a variety of pencils recently. I have a friend who had a brilliant idea of making one of her small Royal Talons books into just a swatch book, and that friend is Becca from Sketchy Cat Art. I'll link her channel below. She is really brilliant, and I love the idea of doing that. I think I'm gonna have to do that for myself because whenever I go to the art supply store, I pick up a few pencils every time, but I don't know if I have these colors or not. And I hate having to get duplicates if I don't need duplicates. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be grabbing one of my small sketchbooks. I have like 14 brand new sketchbooks sitting on a bookshelf that I can use. I'll pick one and then I'll be able to use that one as a swatch book. Now the reason why I can hear sirens, but you can't, I don't think. The reason why I have so many extra sketchbooks is because some of the sketchbooks that I bought came in like 3 packs. So anyway, we'll swatch out these pencils, and I'll have to make a whole little swatch book, and maybe we'll do that together. We'll see. It's a lot of art materials that I'll have to swatch out. I think it's going to take me a very long time. But yeah, these are Caran luminance pencils mixed in with the Cretacolor Mega Color pencils. And I love them both. They're both amazing. I'll put them to the side. Some more not so exciting, but definitely necessary items would be some magnetic empty watercolor half pans and full-size pans. I've been making watercolor palettes for my family members recently, and I've been running out of these, so I figured I'd grab some. And then I was going to make a palette with all full pans, which seems crazy to me because I don't usually do that, but I thought maybe I would at least add a few full pans to my next palette. So why not pick some up? Something I've been actively obsessing over recently are these field notes books. This is the Hi Luna. This is the National Park collection. They have a couple different series. So I'll show you series A through F. And I have managed to purchase all of the series, not all at once because I had to find them, because they were originally released in 2019. But there's been like a resurgence of this, I guess, collection. And I've been seeing them around and I love them. They're beautiful. I saw them a lot more during summer, and that's when I started picking them up. But I recently purchased all of them. There's 18 of them. I wasn't gifted any of them. I've been looking for them like crazy. I did reach out to the Field Notes team to see if maybe they would be interested in doing a collab, but because my channel is so small, that's probably never gonna happen. But you know, a girl can try, a girl can dream. I reached out to like Ohuhu and Artix too, but heard nothing. It's okay. I just was interested in showcasing their stuff because I love all of their products. I love Field Notes, I love Ohuhu stuff, and I love Artix stuff. So I figure why not reach out to the people that I love. So this one is, like I said, one I've been using. I will put that one aside. I did use one fully somewhere. It's in here. There it is. It was the Rocky Mountain National Park one, and it's definitely been worn, but I really like how they wear down. They wear down in such a beautiful way that like the pink starts to show through a little bit from the scratches and stuff and the bends. And I use this one for like on the go journaling and sketching. So it's been really fun. I really, really like these. I'll show you how they start. So in a blank one, they start with like your name, your national park passport stamp. And of course, I haven't gone to any of these national parks while I've owned these. I went to a lot of these national parks when I was a kid, but not recently. And then you can put your start date, your end date, where you were when those things happened, and then like if found, you know, whatever. It's really cute. I like them so much. They're just graph paper, but I don't know, they're just really fun to use, and they're fun to finish because they're small. You can finish them fairly quickly, and it feels like an accomplishment. Plus, they're beautiful, and they're so small. They're so like pocket sized. I'll show you my Royal Talons sketchbook, like the size that I normally carry in comparison. Here are the two sizes of Royal Talons that I normally bring around with me. These are both finished sketchbooks. And here's the size of the field notes. They're so small that I will normally like stick this under the smaller sketchbook, and I'll carry it like that because it's thin and it's so tiny. And so that is normally how I'm carrying my field notes, just together. Sorry about that. I knocked down something, but yeah, so very portable, very, very pretty. I love field notes. They're fabulous. Now, I can just write notes in my sketchbook, and I do all the time, and I obviously sketch in my sketchbook, but something about field notes helps me with like to-do lists and shopping lists and other things, so I'm not fully cluttering up my sketchbook with those things and then forgetting those items. I can just keep coming back to it because that's just its main purpose is for me to like store my notes and daily things. So I like it. It's a nice little travel journal. Next up, I have some new pan pastel colors to add to my stack. I have orange extra dark and chromium oxide green extra dark. So lately I've just been stacking up my colors. I'll show you. It's a growing stack of pan pastels. You can kind of see the colors that are in there. But yeah, I've just been stacking them together, putting the lids aside for another time. And I forgot that I did swatch out all of the pencils and even the pan pastels right there. And some new paint colors that I picked up. So I'll insert the clips here because I know I recorded it. And the colors there are not the colors that I purchased recently. It would be this swatch card. These are my recent colors, and you'll see that in the clip that I show. But I picked up some really, really pretty colors. I also picked up some new colors yesterday. So I'm going to show you the ones I picked up yesterday. I got Cadmium Green Deep, Holbein Gouache, Cadmium Yellow, Lemon Yellow in Holbein Gouache and in Watercolor. cadmium yellow orange. They were all out of the orange that I wanted in, like they have this brilliant orange color. They have it in watercolor and gouache, but they were all out. Sorry about my nails. I was recently refilling 11 fountain pens and I got ink everywhere and broke a nail. So, yeah, brilliant orange was out in the gouache. I picked it up in watercolor, cadmium red in gouache, pure red, which I love. I have this and I'm almost done with it. So I grabbed another tube, ice blue in gouache, flame red in gouache, carmine in gouache, raw umber in gouache, and then let's see, I wonder if this is part of this one. Yeah, this one is part of this. So these colors, I think I mostly put them into my watercolor bin, but this is one of the colors, chrome titanate yellow, Daniel Smith. Oh, blue violet gouache, Prussian blue, Daniel Smith, and I believe that's right there. And then there was that color, iridescent sapphire, which should be somewhere right there. And the rest of the colors are, like I said, they're all in my bin already. I don't know why I left just a few in my bag, but that's not all for this haul. I have some more. So y'all know I've been getting into my oil painting. So I recently picked up a paper palette pack of gray paper. So I picked up this. This is just from Jerry's. It's a 9x12 paper palette with the gray tone. I really like that so I can get my values right. I picked up a Da Vinci Pro panel. It's a gessoed panel. This is just the 12x12 size, ultra smooth gessoed panel for oils, acrylics, and even drawing and other painting, but I'm gonna use it for oils, maybe some acrylic. I picked up a Strathmore toned gray mixed media pad. This one's small. I wanted something that was really portable. It's about the size of my hand. So it is 6x8 and 184 pounds, 300 GSM. And I just wanted to try maybe painting with acrylics on this. It's really nice thick paper. Another item I picked up recently would be the Silicoil. This has my solvent in it, a Gamsol to be exact. And this is just for cleaning my oil brushes. It has like the little coil in there so you can brush against it and get all of that paint off, and then it kind of sits at the bottom. So it's been really helpful. I really like it. Note that it did not come with the solvent. I had to fill the jar up with the solvent. The jar itself was like $12 and some change from Jerry's. And then also at Jerry's, this is not for me, this is for my daughter. This is the Globetrotter watercolor wristband that she actually wanted, and I got it for her as a surprise for her birthday, which is next week. And it comes with these colors, and it basically fits onto like a little watch wristband and comes with like a little water brush. I opened it up last night because I heard something rattling around, and it was like the little pans had fallen out. So we'll probably have to use some sticky tack to make them sit in there a little bit better, but I think she's gonna love it. She had loved it when she first saw it, but it was around $50 at Jerry's. Okay, I think this is the end of this haul, but it's more oil painting accoutrement. So we have linseed oil for water mixable oil colors, some stand oil also for water mixable oil colors. That doesn't belong there because that's old. I decided to try out just the Gamblin professional oil colors. I have the student grade Gamblin, but I wanted to give this a shot and compare the colors to the student grade and just see what the difference is or how it feels. I picked up the quick drying medium from Duo Aqua Oil by Holbein. Some ceramic white. It's really heavy. Lavender. I don't know if I already had that in my previous haul, but it was in the bag, so I don't know if I picked up an extra tube or not. We'll see. One of these little cheap clip-on water pot cases. It was like $2. I figured this would help because I want to keep my stuff nice and clean, so having the double pot would be very helpful. Some fluorescent orange acrylic ink. I really like the reflex orange. I want to use it as like a base. Let's see. The water mixable artisan oil color by Winsor & Newton. Naples yellow. I don't know if I have a Naples yellow for Holbein Duo, so I figure I'll get this color and then see how theirs compares to Holbein. And then I picked up some short handle oil painting brushes for when I'm on the go, because I realize that it's really a pain in the butt to bring my super big long handled oil brushes whenever I go plein air painting, so some short handled ones would be really good for oil. I have a lot of short handle for watercolor, but not for oil, and I don't like mixing them. And last but not least, some Stabilo all pencils. I already had a white one, but my brother wanted to use it for a project where he's going to be drawing out an outline for something he'll be painting on the back of a leather jacket. And I figured I'd just give him mine and I'll go get some more. So I picked up some different colors. There's a graphite one, I think, and that one intrigued me. And then these were the colors that they had left at the store. A blue, like a reddish color, almost like orangey, green, white, and yellow. I really like the white one. I use it a lot because it writes on everything, and I just wanted to pick up another. So one last thing was this guided art therapy card deck that I picked up recently. This is truly therapy with art in a box, and for any issues that you might be having, you can go through the little book and find the right card for you. The different colors mean different art techniques. So like painting, drawing, collage, photography, writing. There's various ways to use this art deck, or art therapy card deck, I guess. They're really big in comparison to these little cards that I have. They're different too. This one I would use more for like self-care and helping work through some issues. This one is more for fun. I mean, this is fun too, it is. But I really, really like this because this one really gives me some creative boosts. This one is, if I haven't shown this one, it's the Endless Art Challenge. You pick a subject, a color, and a wild card, and you can end up with so many different possibilities. If you don't like any of those, the back of them have a draw this in your style or paint this in your style or whatever. So really like both of these. They're both very different. I like this one more for like my family get-togethers. We have a lot of fun with this one. It's kind of like the art dice, but more out there, more possibilities, I think. And this one is more of like whenever I'm by myself and maybe I have some hurdles, like some stressful work days or whatever, I might go to this one to kind of like guide myself out of it. And it's really nice. I like both of them. They're both great. But yeah, I just forgot if I mentioned that or either of them in any recent videos. So that's it. That would be the end of this art haul. If you have any questions or comments about anything you saw in the video today, please let me know and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. But until then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!